Meeting called to order. Councilmember Bez Anderson.
Here.
Councilmember Chapman.
Here.
Councilmember Clayton.
Yes.
Deputy Mayor Quinn.
Here.
Mayor Moore.
Here.
Please stand for a silent prayer, moment of reflection. You'll now salute the flag. Pledge allegiance to the flag
of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
As to comply with the Open Public Meetings Act, Chapter 231, PL 1975, adequate notice of this meeting has been provided in the following manner. The annual notice was forwarded to the Asbury Park Press, the Coaster, and the Star-Ledger on January 22nd, 2024, and posted on the bulletin board the same day. All notices are on file with the City Clerk. We're now on special event applications from Recreation Director Alicia Floyd.
Good evening, Mayor and Council. Of the 5 applications before you this evening, there are 3 new requests, including the Bobby Brown pop-up, which is Bobby Brown, the makeup artist that wants to give away makeup. Let me clarify that. Interfaith Neighbors Launch Center, their anniversary celebration, and the Asbury Park Lifeguard Tournament, which will be held tomorrow because of the potential bad weather this evening. Are there any questions? No?
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you, Alicia.
We're now on to matters from the City Council. Councilmember Bez Anderson.
Nothing for me.
Thank you. Councilmember Chapman.
I have nothing, thank you.
Councilmember Clayton.
I don't have anything at this time. Thank you.
Deputy Mayor Quinn.
I was just going to bring up Family Day at the Beach is this Saturday, free surfing lessons, food, and such. People can get out to the 8th Ave Beach for Family Day at the Beach. It's a nice day.
And Mayor Moore.
Nothing, thank you.
All right. Matters from the City Manager.
Nothing, thank you.
Matters from the City Attorney.
Yes, nothing at this time.
We are now on public participation. May I have a motion to open the meeting to the public?
Move to open. Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
The public participation portion of the meeting is now open. Any members of the public who wish to speak, please use the microphone, state your name and address for the record, and there will be a 3-minute time limit for each speaker.
Clarification, will we have public?
You gotta go back to the microphone.
Kim Guadano, Mercy Center, 1106 Main Street, Asbury Park. I just want to question is, when we have the public hearing on the second reading of the ordinance, will we have a chance to speak or should we do it now? Just wanted to clarify. Thank you.
But if you want to talk, sir, you got to go to the microphone back there. Yeah. Sorry.
Good evening, Council. I've lived in Asbury Park 40 years. I now have a business at
Can we have your
518
name and address
Bangs.
for the record, please?
My name is Richard Rogalski. Again, my family's lived here a long time. I now have a business at 518 Bangs. I'm addressing the fact that the city has addressed what is a problem, and I wanted to speak to council about it because what's been done is great, and we need more done. There's been a bit of clamoring about it. So what happened is on the corner of Bangs and Emery, on Thursdays and Fridays, the streets are taken hostage by large trucks, 18-wheelers. They park double. I'm approaching it not just because of my business, but from a safety standpoint. My degree is in fire safety and management. So I watch out from my business, and when I see trucks double, triple parked, and within the past couple weeks, there's been a couple accidents right at that corner because people can't get around in that area. So I approached it through the officers in town, a couple that I know. So recently they squared off purple parking spaces for a loading zone. There's been so much clamoring about it and people coming into my business to talk to me about it. And I didn't think anything would happen minus me coming to talk to you. So I will say this, that I have people who have been delivering to Asbury Park for years coming to me stating how great it is that they actually have a place to pull their truck that's safe. There's other business people who are call it mad because they say we're taking away 2 parking spaces. I don't see those spaces being used by anybody for the businesses. I park 5 blocks away, Anybody using the businesses even have to park farther away. You know, I have a permit. So I wanted to be clear on this is that I'm going to try to press forward with trying to have more on that corner. We did one set of parking spaces, and if the corners were marked and colored and people could pull up with their trucks and safely deliver things, it would help out everyone. So I actually came here because I thought there were people that were against this that were going to show up. So I just want to let you know that minus me really complaining about anything, that we're moving in the right direction. And I plan on coming up with some type of presentation involving maps and where they might be able to put other places like this. Because again, safety first. I don't want anybody to die on these corners. I saw a lady with a dog almost get run over. I'm an EMT and a firefighter, almost got hired in town. So safety first. Thank you for your time. I got 4 seconds. You guys have a good night.
Thank you very much. I'm going to say, instead of, you may want to go to the parking committee meeting, which is the first Wednesday of the month at 5:30 in this building. And I'm looking to see, it's the 7th, James?
Yes.
So August 7th in this building at 5:30 PM. So if you have your map and everything, it'd be a good place to start with, because that's basically where this started.
The transportation director has spoken to me directly, me and so
August 7th,
He's right
5:30.
August 7th, 5:30, right in this building, yeah.
That's the transportation. just so
Yep,
that-
James Bonato.
Thank you.
Again, thank you.
Yeah.
Hi,
That's awesome.
Hello.
Carrie Butch, 500 Deer Lake Drive. I want to say thank you. We've been getting the police blotter and we've been publishing it in the Asbury Park Reporter. So thank you, thumbs up. Thank you to the administration. I also want to ask a question about the CCRB. So can you tell me a little bit about that process, or tell everybody about that process, where we're at, and if we're going to be getting a CCRB in the very near future, because it's been over 4 years that we've been talking about it and studying it. So where are we on that?
I'll take part of it, and then Yvonne can, hopefully. So we formed an equity committee. I'm going to be wrong on these years. Maybe 2 years ago, maybe longer than that. COVID's a blur. The equity committee came up with, again, I'm going to say 10 recommendations. The number one recommendation was CCRB, and maybe eight or 9 other recommendations. Of those recommendations, I'm going to say we implemented 7, including hiring a social worker to go out with police and more coordination there. We started the draft of a CCRB, and then got partway through this draft, and then I'm gonna say this, and then Fred can stop me. We had the prosecutor's office involved in the goings-on in our police department, and they asked us to sort of stall, to not work on this while they were doing whatever investigation they were doing. That investigation concluded within the last month or 2. So or maybe 2 or 3 months, we went back to the draft. The draft has gotten through part of the committee. It's gotten through Fred. It's gotten through, but it has not gotten through the prosecutor's office, and it has not gotten through the police department yet for feedback. I'm not saying that we're going to do what they say, but we did want to offer them both an opportunity for feedback, so we had buy-in. So it's going, but there was a lengthy delay as a result of some going-ons.
Okay, and just as a follow-up question, on the agenda for the executive committee is a discussion of a public safety director. Can you talk to it looks like you're considering a public safety director. Can you talk to where you're at in the process?
Well, that I'm going to bunt to Fred.
Right now, any discussions are entirely conceptual. What options are available out there for the city to possibly consider. And that's really where the city is at this point in time. Just evaluating what other towns are doing, and then taking a look at whether this may or may not be advantageous for Asbury Park to reconsider, because you may recall that there was a police director position in Asbury Park a number of years ago, and no longer, we have just a police chief for a number of years now. But other towns, there are a number of other towns that do have a public safety director, including Long Branch and some others in the near vicinity. So we're taking a look at all options.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you.
Hi, Rita Morano, 8th Avenue. The last meeting we had here, you invited in the affordable housing people when we were having a meeting about 1201 Memorial Drive, and it was all about the driveways. I'd like to know why they were invited in and they took up all that time to talk about affordable housing when nobody is against it. Everybody was talking about parking and driveways. That's one thing. The other thing I wanted to talk about is that we did have a safety director. We had many. And it just, I don't know what happened because we don't get too involved with the police department, but it never worked out. There was a lot of good people that came and worked here, but it wasn't feasible. And we're hiring all these people now on high salaries. I don't know how we can afford it. And the other thing I wanted to talk about was the CAP ordinance. I happened to be looking through my papers and I found it for 24 and 25. Did that ever pass? I'd like to know if it passed.
The capital ordinance.
Because on my, I have the ordinance, but it doesn't say anybody voted or anything.
Rita, are you talking about the one that's on tonight's agenda or a past one?
The CAP. It's
Capital,
called the
but there's an ordinance on tonight. You're talking about that one or a past one?
No, I'm talking about the most recent one.
But the most recent one's the one on tonight's agenda.
The one that 3.5?
I think she's talking about the cap bank ordinance, or
Yes.
Cap
the one that
bank or
allows us
capital?
to go up.
That was last meeting.
And then
Yeah, that was last meeting, but I don't remember.
Yeah,
that
Joanne
was at
came up
the-
and spoke to
Yeah,
it.
Joanne spoke with it, about it.
It's a common occurrence. Most municipalities
Okay, and
adopt
the other
it.
thing I wanted to say is, when we're talking about 1201, we could talk about 201 Kingsley, 90 apartments there. I mean, you have to stop this stuff. It's not good for the community. There's too many people coming in here with no parking. And the other thing I wanted to say is, why don't you find him a piece of land? I mean, they do these deals. Swap a piece of land that he wants, same size, and let him leave that land alone. 1201, that's commercial zoning and it should stay that way. So, I mean, you got to think out of the box with these people because they're a lot smarter than you think they are. And I think that would be a good idea. Find him another location. He'd love it. If you could get a better location than the railroad tracks. Why don't you try that? Talk to these people. Because that is not the proper place for that building.
Okay,
It's just-
Rita, finish your,
Yeah, well, that's what I want to say. Why don't you do that?
okay. but-
That's an idea.
Okay. The city virtually owns no land of close to that size. The gentleman bought it from the state, which is a story in itself, where it went out to auction. And we tried to find out good because it was owned by the state, so we weren't getting tax revenue off of it. And like we kept on asking the state, when are you going to sell this? Well, we're negotiating with the highest bidder. I'm like, wait a second. It was a public auction. How do you negotiate with the highest bidder? So finally, Mr. Jamal bought it and went back on the tax rolls as first the building and the land, not just the land. That's what he bought and that's where he wants to build. And we have no piece of property of that size that we own or control that we could say, go somewhere else.
You don't have one?
Rita, we have no land whatsoever of
Okay.
any size.
Well, that's a thought anyway. I mean,
Okay, yep.
he doesn't have to build there because that's going to ruin 3 neighborhoods, 3 blocks.
Okay, thank you.
Okay. You gotta stop these high, multiple dwellings. You're gonna get one on
Okay,
First
Rita.
Avenue, 101.
Rita, I'm just going to talk briefly about the affordable housing. We absolutely did have people come to the microphone asking what the city was getting at 1201, and we said a 20% set aside on affordable housing. One of the ways that municipalities, good, bad, or indifferent, you can agree or not, is get affordable housing is they increase density. So that's how it's tied to the project. So there was an increase in density for the 20% affordable units, 20 or 30, whatever it was, 20 or 30 units. I'm going to be wrong on the number of units. So that's how it tied into that project. But we did have people asking about density and affordable housing. We have people asking about traffic calming measures and micro-mobility. So James, in the next month or two, is going to come talk about that. If people come and ask questions that we can do presentations on, we generally try to do presentations on it.
Yeah, but it wasn't appropriate that night, because they were all upset with that parking and driveways.
Okay.
They got like a half hour up there. That's not fair.
Yes, sir.
Thank you. Sunlight the Poet, 1709 Emory Street. I would like to say the Mercy Center, they're looking to expand their property. I've always been in Asbury, part of when Catholics were giving out food on Lake Avenue. I've always been a part of people giving away food, but they asked me to come here and speak about what they do in this community. They feed a lot of people. I know a lot of people come from other towns just to get food from them, and they're a very good organization, the Mercy Center. So if y'all can find a way to expand, because what they do over there is priceless. I mean, so many people, and you see, just ride by there, you see the lines of people out there getting food, all types of families. And if y'all could help them expand, then that'd be a beautiful thing, because without them, a lot of people will go hungry in this town. That's all I want to say. Thank you so much.
I thank you, but I got to disagree with you. Because you said they're a very good organization. They're not that, they're a great organization. And just so I'm not letting the cat out of the bag, when the vote comes up tonight, I'm a yes vote for it. And what they have done in the last several years as far as expanding, and where we used to do, and Kim would know it better than me, the exact numbers that I'm saying, we used to do X and now we're doing 50 times X. So it's a great organization. They have my total support. I'm sure they're going to get a positive vote tonight. I can't think of anybody in this town that could say anything bad about the Mercy Center. So thank you for coming tonight in support of that.
Thank you so much.
Thank you. Seeing nobody else, motion to close.
Move it. Second.
All in favor? We are now on to the minutes. I have the executive meeting minutes and regular meeting minutes for the June 26th meeting. Do I have a motion?
Move it. Second.
Councilmember Bez Anderson.
Yes.
Councilmember Chapman.
Yes.
Councilmember Clayton.
Yes.
Deputy Mayor Quinn.
Yes.
Mayor Moore.
Yes.
We are now on to the consent agenda resolutions. All matters are listed on the consent agenda are presented collectively to the City Council and will be considered for approval with one vote. These matters are considered to be routine in nature, and there will be no individual discussion of these items. If discussion is desired by one or more council members as to any particular items, then said items shall be removed from the consent agenda and considered separately. On consent agenda tonight, we have resolutions 2024-349 through 2024-352, which includes an appointment to the Sunset Lake Commission, Diana Pettit as alternative member number 2 with a term to expire January 15th, 2026. Do I have a motion?
Move it. Second.
Councilmember Bez Anderson?
Yes.
Councilmember Chapman?
Yes.
Councilmember Clayton?
Yes.
Deputy Mayor Quinn?
Yes.
Mayor Moore.
Yes.
We're now on to individual resolutions. Resolution 2024-353, resolution approving payment of bills.
Move it.
Second.
Councilmember Bez Anderson?
Yes.
Councilmember Chapman?
Yes.
Councilmember Clayton?
Yes.
Deputy Mayor Quinn?
Yes.
Mayor Moore.
No.
Resolution 2024-354, resolution authorizing the repairs of influent pump number 2 at the wastewater treatment plant. Do I have a motion?
Move it. Second.
Councilmember Bez Anderson?
Yes.
Councilmember Chapman?
Yes.
Councilmember Clayton?
Yes.
Deputy Mayor Quinn?
Yes.
Mayor Moore.
Yes.
Resolution 2024-355, resolution authorizing professional services to the Rogers Group, Lexipol, for online police training. Do I have a motion?
Move it.
Second.
Councilmember Bez Anderson.
Yes.
Councilmember Chapman.
No.
Councilmember Clayton.
Yes.
Deputy Mayor Quinn.
Yes.
Mayor Moore.
No.
Resolution 2024-356, resolution approving change order number 5 for the new firehouse headquarters.
Move it. Second.
Councilmember Bez Anderson.
Yes.
Councilmember Chapman.
Yes.
Councilmember Clayton.
Yes.
Deputy Mayor Quinn.
Yes.
Mayor Moore.
Yes.
Resolution 2024-357, resolution authorizing the submission of an application to New Jersey Urban Enterprise Zone Authority to fund an outside consultant to develop a 5-year preliminary zone development plan.
Move it. Second.
Councilmember Bez Anderson. Councilmember Chapman.
Yes.
Councilmember Clayton.
Yes.
Deputy Mayor Quinn.
Yes.
Mayor Moore.
Yes.
Resolution 2024-358, resolution authorizing and approving the submittal of a grant application and execute a grant contract with the New Jersey Department of Transportation for the Langford Street roadway improvements, Phase 1 project.
Move it. Second.
Councilmember Bez
Yes.
Anderson. Councilmember Chapman.
Yes.
Councilmember Clayton.
Yes.
Deputy Mayor Quinn.
Yes.
Mayor Moore.
Yes.
Resolution 2024-359, resolution authorizing and approving the submittal of a grant application and execute a grant contract with the New Jersey Department of Transportation for the City of Asbury Park Transportation Center canopy repairs.
Move it. Second.
Councilmember Bez Anderson.
Yes.
Councilmember Chapman.
Yes.
Councilmember Clayton.
Yes.
Deputy Mayor Quinn.
Yes.
Mayor Moore.
Abstain.
Resolution 2024-360 has been pulled from the agenda tonight, so we're moving on to Resolution 2024-361, resolution of the mayor and council of the City of Asbury Park acting as a redevelopment entity, authorizing a temporary cellular installation on the northeast corner of Block 4306, Lots 1 and 2, 1695 Kingsley Street, within the waterfront redevelopment area.
Move it.
Do you have a second?
Second.
Question. Did we find out the?
I know, I was thinking the same thing.
This is just one, and
The
this
one
is on the
inside the
Starfield. This is on Starfield's
This is
property.
okay.
Yes.
One vote.
Inside the festival.
Yes.
I'm sorry?
It's on-
Inside.
It's on Starfield. It's
It's
not on city property.
Starfield's property.
Okay.
It's not on city property. Correct.
So they're only going to do one?
Yeah, because the other one, we don't have questions about being on
Right.
city property.
It was taken out.
Councilmember Bez Anderson.
Yes.
Councilmember Chapman.
Yes.
Councilmember Clayton.
Yes.
Deputy Mayor Quinn.
Yes.
Mayor Moore.
Yes.
Resolution 2024-362, resolution authorizing the execution of a memorandum of agreement with participating entities for the Asbury Park Lifeguard Tournament and approving the issuance of a special event permit relating to the event.
Move it. Second.
Councilmember Bez Anderson.
Yes.
Councilmember Chapman.
Yes.
Councilmember Clayton.
Yes.
Deputy Mayor Quinn.
Yes.
Mayor Moore.
Yes.
Resolution 2024-363, resolution authorizing the execution of a First Amendment to the employment agreement with the deputy city manager.
Move it. Second.
Councilmember Bez Anderson.
Yes.
Councilmember Chapman.
Yes.
Councilmember Clayton.
Yes.
Deputy Mayor Quinn.
Yes.
Mayor Moore.
Yes.
Resolution 2024-364, resolution of the mayor and city council of Asbury Park authorizing the city of Asbury Park to enter into a land development agreement with Madison Asbury Retail LLC for the construction of restrooms on Green Acre lots 1.07 and 1.14 of Block 4502.
Move it. Second.
Councilmember Bez Anderson.
Yes.
Councilmember Chapman.
Abstain.
Councilmember Clayton.
Yes.
Deputy Mayor Quinn.
Yes.
Mayor Moore.
Yes.
We're now on to ordinances for introduction. Ordinance 2024-25, ordinance establishing a restricted parking space for the use by handicapped person in the city of Asbury Park and amending and supplementing section 7-36 entitled Handicap Parking of Chapter 7 Traffic of the revised general ordinances of the city of Asbury Park, New Jersey, with a public hearing date of July 31st, 2024. Do I have a motion?
Move it. Second.
Councilmember Bez Anderson.
Yes.
Councilmember Chapman.
Yes.
Councilmember Clayton.
Yes.
Deputy Mayor Quinn.
Yes.
Mayor Moore.
Yes.
Ordinance 2024-26, bond ordinance providing the acquisition of various vehicles and capital equipment appropriating $3,975,000, therefore, and authorizing the issuance of $3,776,250 bonds and notes to finance a portion of the cost thereof, authorized in and by the city of Asbury Park and the county of Monmouth, New Jersey, with a public hearing date of July 31st, 2024. Do I have a motion?
Move it.
Second.
Councilmember Bez Anderson.
Yes.
Councilmember Chapman?
Yes.
Councilmember Clayton?
Yes.
Deputy Mayor Quinn?
Yes.
Mayor Moore?
Yes.
We're now on to ordinances up for second reading and public hearing. Ordinance 2024-24, ordinance amending the Main Street redevelopment plan. Do I have a motion to open the meeting for public comment on ordinance 2024-24?
Move to open.
Second.
Beth will make a presentation so everybody knows what it's about.
Hi, everybody. Beth McManus, just for the record. This redevelopment plan amendment is specific to, first it's the Main Street redevelopment plan, but it's specific to Block 2805, Lot 17, and that's the site that hosts the existing Mercy Center. And the redevelopment plan is proposed for amendment to add a new permitted use, specifically soup kitchens and food pantries, which is exactly the Mercy Center use. The purpose of the redevelopment plan is to allow the Mercy Center to redevelop their property to improve their existing facility. However, because the use is not permitted, doing so would violate the redevelopment plan. And so this redevelopment plan simply permits the use on that very specific property. In addition to that, it also adds a couple of, or a handful of site-specific requirements, such as a parking requirement that is suitable for a soup kitchen and a food pantry, and it also adds specific zoning and design regulations to ensure that the development of the Mercy Center is done in a way that's compatible with the Main Street redevelopment plan and the character that the city seeks to have along Main Street. And I'm happy to answer any questions.
Yep.
Thank you. So I have a move in a second. Are all in favor? All right. Public comment on ordinance 2024-24 is now open. Any member of the public who wishes to speak, please use the microphone. State your name and address for the record. Your comments may only be about ordinance 2024-24.
Good evening, everyone. My name is Kim Guadano. I'm the Executive Director of Mercy Center on 1106 Main Street, which is the subject of the ordinance. I want to first begin by introducing the chairman of my board, Judge Mary Kate Cuff, and a member of my board, Miriam Tort, right here, and then also the member of the FRC, which is a key aspect of what we do over on Main Street, Veronica Tyson Gilbert. Gilbert Tyson, sorry, Veronica. I do that all the time. And I also want to thank you, a client, for coming in and speaking in favor of it. I also want to point out we have a number of volunteers in the room. I don't need to tell this board the importance of food security. Asbury Park is considered a food desert. I know that's hard to believe, but what that really means is that 32% of the population of Asbury Park will go to bed tonight not knowing where their next meal is coming from. That's roughly 2,000 people. Today, in that pantry, we served 143 families. Today. Over the last year, we served 100,000 people. That is a 3,000% increase over 2 years ago and a 200% increase over last year. So when we go and when we speak to you about the need to change what we're doing in Asbury Park, Mercy Center is a key part of that aspect, of that goal. For many years, the local food pantry served and still serves as a vital lifeline to the people of this community. We are the only pantry open 5 days a week in this part of the county. And we are the only pantry who is ensuring that the people of Asbury Park get the food they need in order to survive. That's just one aspect of what we do. If you can't think straight because you're hungry and you're sending your kids home hungry at night, well, then you can't do the rest of it. And we do the rest of it. Our idea is to end generational poverty in the greater Asbury Park area, and we do it with the people that work with Veronica. We have 15 licensed social workers and advocates. They speak English, Spanish, Arabic, and Creole. And they serve the community by giving them a chance to live full lives. But if you don't have a full stomach, you're not going to live a full life. And then we end the cycle of poverty by what we do over on Springwood Avenue, the 4th to 8th grade school for girls called Sisters Academy. It is imperative that we upgrade our facilities here. We simply have run out of space. And I briefly know that you didn't turn the clock on. Awesome, I'll go on for 2 hours. So
You won't.
I was kind of going fast, but I kind of reading the bench and I get a feeling that this is going in the right direction. But I do want you to imagine what it would be if we had to close this pantry right now. Imagine what it'd be like for any of those families who went this morning and knocked on the door and had the guts to ask for help. It's not an easy thing to do, and what we're going to do is build a facility that is dignified, that is stigma-free, that is welcoming and open, and it lets people get the food that they need in order to live full lives. And we're going to do that by changing the Main Street redevelopment plan in a way that allows us to have a pantry that's, by the way, existed there for almost 40 years. I also want to add a couple of things. We've talked to our neighbors in response to our meeting with the planning board. Kelly Victor from R-Bar has sent me an email. My name is Kelly Victor, and I'm one of the owners of R-Bar located at 1114 Main Street, which is our immediate neighbor on Main Street. I'm unable to attend the scheduled city hearing pertaining to Mercy Center as it conflicts with my hours of operation. However, I'm sending this letter in my place to the council so that they know that I've reviewed the Mercy Center plans. As their immediate neighbor, I'm in full support of them moving forward with removing the current structures and replacing them with a 3-story modern building. We look forward to enhancing the appearance of North Main Street and contributing to the revitalization of Uptown Asbury Park. I also just received a text from our immediate neighbor in the residential part of it on 3rd Avenue. And it's, and they asked me to read it. Susan and Kevin. They asked me to read it. They are, we're sorry we cannot attend tonight's meeting to speak to the board directly regarding Mercy Center. Thank you for reading this during tonight's meeting on our behalf. We are Kevin and Susan D'Angelo. We live at 713 3rd Avenue, directly next to Mercy Center. The work, time, and effort of the staff, as well as the volunteers at Mercy Center, is greatly appreciated by us and the local community. Many of our neighbors are clients. The center does an outstanding job. The organization of the food deliveries, clients visiting the pantry, counselors, and other services, and making sure clients are taken care of and treated with respect is to be commended. The cleanliness of the overall site is greatly appreciated. Kim, Tracy, the staff, and the volunteers do an excellent job managing the overall pantry and making sure the outside is kept clean and safe for all those coming and going. The food pantry is a blessing to those who are less fortunate and rely on it week after week. We have noticed an increase in the amount of clients that have come through the pantry over the past several years. The proposed reconstruction is going to be a big benefit for the center and their operations by improving efficiency and in delivering their quality services to their clients. The proposed single-story portion of the adjacent to our property will improve the corner of the site as vehicles will enter the property and park internally. It will eliminate the congestion of people that happens during non-business hours. Being able to have all services provided within a single building will be a large step up for them. We are in favor of their proposed reconstruction and look forward to seeing this further develop. We also wish the Mercy Center continued success with all they do. I thought that was important for the record, especially because the planning board specifically asked the question about what our neighbors thought about the project. I'm going to end very briefly with a quick thank you to the board. This has taken about a year, but that's the process. So I'm not complaining about the process, but it could never have happened without Beth McManus helping shuffle. Where's she hiding over there? Shuffling all of this through. And I hope that tonight you vote in favor of helping the people of this community, not just today and not just tomorrow, but for decades into the future. That's what you're doing tonight. Especially, I thanked, and the rest of the city staff. Thank you.
Thank you.
There's no limit on ordinances.
Don't give the
Well, there's not.
Good evening, Mr. Mayor, and good evening, City Council members. I don't have to tell you about the work that the Mercy Center does. Mr. Mayor, you already said it's a great organization. What I want to say is that I have been at the Mercy Center, serving at the Mercy Center. Next month will be 28 years. And I would like to tell you, even though the organization is no longer run by a Sisters of Mercy, we continue to serve and to support our community with the values and the values and the traditions of the Sisters of Mercy. I drove up this morning and I pulled up to the building and I looked at the people in the line. There were people, babies, there were different ethnic groups, and it broke my heart. People were like sad. There were no smiles. And I wonder, is this what the Sisters of Mercy would want? This is how they want to serve their people, the poor, the underprivileged? I don't think so. We need to serve them with dignity, with respect, with compassion. And I do believe that having a new building would allow us to do this. People would not have to be lining up, feeling embarrassed, ashamed, to be standing there for food. People or victims and survivors of domestic violence and sexual violence would not be hesitant to come and seek services because there would be privacy and security. Other family members seeking services would come more readily because of the privacy. And we need to continue to operate in the traditions of the Sisters of Mercy. And we can only do this if we enhance our building. Thank you.
Thank you, Ron. No one else I see. Motion to close the public hearing on ordinance 2024-24.
Move to close.
Second.
Do I have, all in favor?
Yes, aye.
Do I have a motion to adopt ordinance 2024-24?
Move to adopt.
Second.
Councilmember Bez Anderson?
Yes.
Councilmember Chapman?
Yes.
Councilmember Clayton?
Yes.
Deputy Mayor Quinn?
Yes.
Mayor Moore?
Yes.
If that is all for tonight, do I have a motion to adjourn the meeting?
Move to adjourn.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Motion is